friends, I'm Lily and I just got back from Mexico. Well, I just got back from Mexico a month ago, but I'm finally making my video about my experience at Oasis Surf and Spanish School in Puerto Escondido, Mexico. I was there for a month and I wanted to share with you guys my experience and what I learned, if I enjoyed myself, so keep watching for more information about that. Benjamin's in my pocket. I'm going to go into the pros first because I realize that most people don't watch these videos very long, so we should hear the pros before the cons, even though it's good to end on a positive note, but I'm going to go pros first just because I know most of you are going to click off soon anyways. Oof. So the first pro is that I stayed in a homestay. There's two options. There's a homestay or the surf houses, and I would definitely suggest a homestay over the surf houses because you got 2 meals a day cooked by the person who you're living with. Also, you get to practice your Spanish with the family, which was really, really helpful during that time. So homestay is the way to go. And it's also cheaper, so why wouldn't you choose a homestay? Number 2 was I really, really, really loved my Spanish teachers that I had down there. Israel is my favorite. I really liked him. He's a really great teacher. I don't know if you can choose your teachers, but if you can, I would choose him. He's really experienced, and I still take classes with him now, and so I definitely would suggest him as a teacher. Number 3, I would say that the front desk staff was super helpful. If you ever had any type of problem, they would help you, and that was always really nice to know that I could go talk to them if I had an issue. Also, the surfing instructors were really great too. I had 2 different surfing instructors, Pablo and Pachula. They call him Pachula because he looks like Pachula, which I guess is this duck vampire thing. He doesn't actually look like that, but that's what they say. So anyways, both of those surf instructors were really great. Any surf instructor that you have, I'm sure will be really great, but those are the 2 that I had personally. Okay, so the 4th pro is that I really love Puerto Escondido generally. It's a really great, not too big of a city, but big enough of a city that doesn't feel like a super small town. I really loved it, and they also have different parts of town, so like the more touristy parts, the more not touristy parts that you could go to. There's so many different beaches that you can experience, but anyways, I really like that, so that would probably be my 5th pro. My 6th pro, which is probably the most important one anyway, is that I really appreciated all the people that I got to meet. When you travel, you always meet a lot of people, but the school kind of made it easier to meet people because you would be going to school and then meeting them. So I made a group of really good friends from doing that. Also from the homestay, I made a really good friend. But overall, the school is a great way to meet other travelers and people that you would have never met before if you hadn't gone to the school, obviously. Number 7, I really love the food down there. Obviously, Mexican food is my favorite food, so obviously I enjoyed the food while I was down there. 8, I feel like I got a lot out of what I paid for. Like, you got the Spanish class for 3 hours a day, you got the surfing class for 2 hours a day, and you really could fill your whole entire day because I had exercise classes, which is what number 9 was that I really enjoyed, was the exercise classes. They had dance classes, yoga classes, Pilates classes. They had a class every single night, so you really could fill your whole day with Oasis if you wanted to. I'm sorry, that was hard to say. And so I really think that for what you pay, you do get a lot out of it, including the homestay and all that kind of stuff. For the 10th pro for going to this school is Puerto Escondido is a town that has a lot of different touristy stuff, but it's not too expensive because it's not a super big tourist destination. So anything you want to do is going to be under like $15, which is super nice. And then you get to experience so much because everything's not $50 a time or whatever it is. So I would definitely suggest going to Oasis just because it's in Puerto, and then it gives you an opportunity to do all these fun things. I made a different video about that. You can check it out once it's out. I'll link it here. But just so you know, I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but there's so many different things you can do while you're down there. Let's head into the cons so you guys can know a little bit of the negative side of it, because obviously not everything can be perfect and not everything is 100% the best. I really think that the pros outweigh the cons, but I'm just going to be honest with you guys and tell you what I believe the cons are. So because I had 3 hours of Spanish a day, I did have 2 different teachers, an hour and a half with each one of them, and there was no consistency between the teachers. They would always have a different lesson plan. They were teaching different things because the books that they give you, which is my second con, aren't really that great. They don't follow any logical order or anything like that. Like the test that you're supposed to take to see how fluent you are in a language, it doesn't follow that information. So it's really confusing. So mostly the teachers make up their own information or they have stuff from other schools. It doesn't really make sense. So that's like the one thing about it that I think would be a con. I really think that I learned a lot, so I'm not saying that having the inconsistency made me not learn, but it is kind of confusing sometimes when you have 2 different teachers talking about 2 different things and you're trying to wrap your brain around it. But that's like not that big of a con, but that is a con, just so you guys know. See, my cons are kind of silly because I don't really think they're that big of cons, but you guys might. So the third and final con is because we were brand new surfers, we really didn't have that much variety in the beaches that we surfed at. I did tell you earlier there was a lot of beaches there, but we really only went to 3 different spots to surf. So one of them is a really long, beautiful, open beach. Nobody's there. It's a 25-minute drive from Puerto Escondido. It's called Tierra Blanca, and it was my favorite place to surf. It was awesome because nobody was there, so you're never worried about hitting anybody or anything like that. But most of the times, the waves there were too big for us to go. So the surf instructors decided that it was too dangerous to bring new surfers to go, which is logical, makes sense. The second beach is right down the stairs from where Oasis is. The road is Rinconada, so it's right down the stairs from that. It's called Playa Carrizalillo. And I guess during the higher season of surfing or whatever, it's better waves. It's higher waves, so they go there a lot more often. It is really difficult to go there because you have to carry your surfboard all the way down the stairs and all the way back up after you're done surfing. So that was a really hard thing. We only went there a few times. And then La Punta is the place that we went the most, which is the point on Playa Zigatella. A lot of people go surfing there because it has the best waves, so that makes sense. The only reason I didn't like it so much is because I was always worried about hitting other people because so many people were surfing there all the time. So that's the only con, is you didn't get that much variety in surfing. But also, if you're a brand new surfer, it shouldn't matter that much because you're still practicing every single day, getting better and better. And honestly, I would trust the people who are the professionals, are the surf instructors, to trust them to know if it's not safe for you to go there. You should just trust them and be like, okay, I won't go there. Anyways, if you have any more questions about the school, you can definitely ask in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer and help you guys with your decision, but I definitely would suggest it. Also, I realize that this video is coming at a really odd time in the world with the coronavirus and everything that's happening with that. So most people probably won't be traveling right now, but you can definitely plan for after all this is over to go and visit them. I would suggest it. I think that people who I know who went would suggest it. So obviously stay safe now, stay home, don't spread the virus, don't spread your germs with anybody. After that is all over will be the time to travel and enjoy the world, and that's where I would go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Also, quick interjection I forgot to mention in the video, because I'm trying to focus more on learning Spanish, I definitely will be making less YouTube videos because that takes up a lot of my extra time when I could be practicing Spanish. So just so you guys know, if anybody actually cares, I probably won't be posting every Monday anymore, but look out for videos because I still might make them randomly just like this one.